Hello everyone, welcome you all today to your first computer science class for class 11. So today I'm going to start your class from your CBSE syllabus for 2020 and 21. So here see, this is your syllabus, computer science class 11, code, your subject code is 083, you have to remember this, okay? So this is your syllabus for 2020 and 21, okay? According to your syllabus, I'm going to take your classes. And in the first class, see what do you have. See here, this you have these three units: unit 1, unit 2, and unit 3. So these are the unit names. Computer system and organization is the first unit, computational thinking and programming 1, society, law, and ethics. These three units you have for this session 2020 and 21. Okay, so now see here, from the unit 1, computer system organization, we are going to discuss some topics in this video. We cannot cover all the topics in a single video, so we have to create different videos for you. So I'm going to discuss first 2 or 3 topics from your syllabus in this video. In the next video, we are going to accordingly we will discuss another topics in next videos. Okay. So what to do? You have to understand from this video. If you have any query, so that you can ask me in the WhatsApp group that I have created for you, and in the YouTube comment section also you can give a reply, or any doubt you can ask me. Okay. So here see, from the basic computer organization. So here description of a computer system and mobile system, CPU, memory, hard disk, and input output and battery. These are there. So I think already you know all these things. These are the basics of the computer system. Okay. And the types of software, application system, software and utility software, memory units. These 3 topics we are going to discuss in this video. And in the next video we are going to discuss the another topics what do you have in the first unit. Okay, so now for these 3 topics I have prepared one presentation for you. So from this presentation I'm going to show you these are the basic things that we are going to discuss today. So already you know. If you don't know, then try to understand what about this. Okay, so now see, I have prepared this presentation for you. Definition of a computer. So already you know, the computer is an electronic machine which accepts the user's information or instruction that process over it, and it gives the user defined output, right? So now see, by the definition, a computer is an electronic device that inputs data, process data, then output and stores informations. Okay, so here see, computers are controlled by programmed instruction that transforms the data into a meaningful information. As you know that what we are going to give to the system, that is the instruction, that is the data that we are pressing from the keyboard. Okay, from any of the input device, what we are giving, that thing you can say as data, which is meaningless. Suppose you are pressing any key from the keyboard, you cannot say that is the meaningful. It processed over your inputted instruction or inputted data, and it will give the meaningful information. That is the information, right? So now see, generally a computer is a device that accepts input, process it, accepts inputs, processed it, stores data, and produce output, right? So now see, information processing cycle. How computer process the information, steps followed the process data, input. So what we are going to give the instruction to the system, that you can say as the input, and it process your inputted data, it store your inputs. After that it will process your stored information. After that it will give the user defined output. Then storage is also there to store the processed information, right? So now the input. So already you know about the input, information provided to the computer by a person, the environment, or another computer. Example, input words or symbol, what we are going to give from the keyboard. Numbers also we can give the input. Pictures also we can give as input. Audio signals from the microphone, signals from the another computer, temperature, speed, pressure, etc. from sensors. Okay, this thing we can give the inputs as an instruction to the computer system, right? So now see processing. So how processing done? Processing mean manipulation of data. Data are symbols that represents raw facts. That means what we are going to input. Suppose see, as you know, I think ASCII value, ASCII means American Standard Code for Information Interchange. That is the ASCII. So ASCII means computer understand that ASCII language. ASCII means digital language, it knows, but the computer understand the ASCII. That means see ASCII values. So if you are pressing A, capital A, you are pressing from your keyboard, that is A you are pressing, but computer understand it as 65. A's number ASCII value is 65. So it will convert to binary 0 or 1, then it will understand as digits by the system, by the computer. That means computer understand digital language. Okay, so when you are going to input something from the keyboard, that is a symbol, that is only a symbol. That symbol it processed and it produce a meaningful information, right? So now see, a computer program or software is a series that instruction that tells a computer how to carry out the processing task. Examples: processing arithmetic calculation, what it has, what the computer do, what it do in processing arithmetic calculation, storing a list, modifying pictures, drawing graphs. Okay, so now output is also there. Output, the result produced by a computer after processing data, that is output. Output device displays, prints, and transmit the results after processing. Image on a monitor, printed document, sound signal to device controllers, these are the output produced by the system. Okay, these are basic things that already you know. Now see, memory and storage is also there. Memory means, see, what about the memory? Do you know? Memory is the space where you can store data, either temporarily or permanently we can store, right? Now see, memory, the area of a computer that temporarily hold data is being processed or writing to be processed and stored or output. Okay, storage. So what about the storage? The area where data can be left on a permanent basis while it is not needed for processing. Okay, so now that is the memory or storage. Example of storage: magnetic disk is there, CD, magnetic tabs, flash drive, memory card, floppy disk. These are the permanent storage device, you can say. Okay, parts of a computer system. So what are there? Hardware is there, software is there, data, user. So these are the parts of the computer system, right? The parts of the computer system, computer hardware. So what about the computer hardware? Computer hardware, the devices that we can see, that is tangible, that you can see, that we can touch, are known as the hardware. Every computer parts, you can say, right? So this is hardware. So after that, a computer hardware components are DC, display device, LCD screen, the monitor, LCD screen, system units, floppy disk, CD-ROM, hard disk, keyboard, mouse. These are the computer hardware. Okay, so now see, okay, system units. Inside system units, everything you will get. System units, that we can say CPU. Okay, CPU is the central processing unit. Actually, the cabinet where inside all the components are there. That means hard disk, RAM, motherboard, everything is there inside the box. That box is, you can say, as system unit. Okay, so now other hardware components: DVD drive is there, CD writer is there, sound card and speakers, modem is there, printers is there. So these are other hardwares. Peripherals, that we can connect to the system extra. Okay, that add-on, you can say. These are the peripheral devices. A peripheral device designates equipment that might be added to a computer system to enhance its functionality. Okay, printer is there, digital camera is there, scanners, joysticks. These are the peripheral components. So about the computer software. So what about the computer software? Software is the set of programs, you can say. So in the computer science, what we are going to discuss, actually, we are going to discuss about the programming language, right? Python you are going to learn in this class 11 or 12. So you are going to learn about the Python. So what about the Python? Python is the programming language. By using that programming language, we can create softwares, right? We can create programs. By using multiple programs, we can create software. So what about the software? Set of programs. Okay, set of instructions you can combine together to create a program, and set of programs you can combine together to create a software. Okay, So that is a software. There are different types of three types of softwares are there. So one is system software, that is the main software, that is the operating system of the system computer. After that, application software is there and utility software is there. Okay, so here see processing devices, that the procedure that transforms raw data into useful information is the processing. The processor, these are the processing devices. About software we'll discuss later. In the next slide, I think we have, yes, about software, it is there. So it has come processing device. So processing device means CPU, that is a processor. Okay, so this slide actually have to come later. So see, so processor means already you know that is the brain of the system, you can say. So central processing unit, this is the main parts of the computer system which control all everything, that you are giving the instruction to the system, it process and it gives the output. So everything it is doing. Okay, so now input and output devices, the devices which are used to give the instruction to the system, you can say as the input device, and the devices through which we will get the user defined output are known as the output devices. Okay, so communication device is another device that perform the both input and output, allowing the computers to share informations. Storage device, the device where we can store data, that is the storage device. The purpose of the storage device to hold data permanently, even when the computer is turned off, then also we can store permanently. Storage devices hold data not currently being used by the CPU. Data is commonly stored and on an magnetic or optical drive, that is that is you can say the secondary memory, that is the permanent. A disk drive is also there. Okay, so now see software. Software, as we discussed, that is the set of instructions, uh, is a set of instructions, set of programs that drive a computer to perform specific tasks. The instructions tell the machine to physical components what to do. A set of instructions is often called a program. When a computer is using a particular program, it is said to be running or executing the program. Two most common types of softwares are system software and application software, and utility software is also there. System software means the software which controls the hardware. Okay, that is the system software. You can say the example of system software is the operating system. Okay, so operating system is the example of the system software. So what about the operating system? Operating system is the interconnection between the user and hardware, right? So suppose see this hard disk is there, RAM is there, motherboard is there, that means the system is there. So how the system have to work? Okay, so if you are giving any instruction to the system, it has to understand. So how it will know what you are giving, what do you want to do actually, how the system will understand. So for that interaction, interconnection, system software is there, that is the operating system. As you can say, Windows is there, Linux is there, Mac operating system is there. So these are different operating system for your computer. Okay, so that is the system software. And after that, application software is there, the software which are used to perform any application specific task, that is the application software. For single for single application, single software is used, that is the application software. Okay, tells the computer how to accomplish a specific task, such as word processing or drawing for a user. Suppose see, if you are going to type something, that means for that what to use, you are not going to use MS Paint, you are going to use MS Word. You are not going to use MS suppose Photoshop for word processing, you are going to use MS Word. So Photoshop for photo editing, that is one another application software for different purpose. So like that, for different purpose, different softwares are used, are known as the application software. Okay, some major categories of these application includes word processing software for creating text based documents, spreadsheets for calculation, creating numeric based documents. Okay, presentation programs, the PowerPoint is also there. So like that, different application softwares are there. Okay, after that, data and information. So what about data? Data are the word, numbers, symbols and graphics that describe people, events, things, and ideas. Okay, data becomes information when it is used as the basis for uh, in initiating some action for making a decision. Information are words, number, and graphics used as the basis for human action and decisions. A set of data that has been given a name is called a file. A file that a user can open and use is called document. A folder is a place where groups of computer files can be stored. Okay. So mobile in your syllabus, it has to describe about the computer system. That is the basic description of the computer system that as we discussed, and after that mobile system is there. So these are the basics of the computer system that we have discussed now. So now see, actually, do you know how computer starts? How you can prove, how you can say that computer is faster than human being? How you can say? So now see, one simple example I'm going to give you that you can understand. So now see, there is BIOS, one basic input output system, basic input output services are there in the system, computer system. It is there in the ROM. ROM is an primary memory of the computer system. Okay. So whatever the primary and secondary we will discuss later. That is the primary memory of the computer system. In ROM, by default, BIOS is there. That is the manufacturer of the motherboard has given this BIOS there in the motherboard. So in that BIOS, what are there? So there are some instructions already given. So now see, initially when you will buy a computer, okay. So suppose one assemble computer you bought. So there is one motherboard, there is one hard disk, there is one RAM. So different components are there. So how the system will know that it has to do what? Okay, for the operating system is there. So by default, that means for the first time, what is our main task? Our main task is we have to install operating system to the new computer. Okay, then only it will work, then only it will understand our language, right? So now see how we are going to install operating system. That is different thing. So where we are going to install operating system? In the secondary storage device, permanent storage device, that is hard disk. So initially, suppose when your computer is turned off, now you are going to switch on the computer. So you will what you will do? You will press the power of the system. So when you will press the power of your computer system, then what it will do? See, it loads operating system from hard disk to RAM. RAM is the primary memory of the computer system. So why RAM is used? During the execution of the program of any program on the system. So information are stored in RAM, right? So that means if you are working on Word, that information is also there in RAM. If you are playing a music, that music is also there, that information is also there in RAM. If you are working on the operating system, that operating system also should be there in the RAM. Okay. So now how it will load into the operating system? That whatever the task of BIOS. So when you will press the power button, then what you will do? It will give one beep sound, beep. If you will give one beep sound, beep, then what do you understand? When you will press within a fractions of second, it will give the sound, right? So now see, within a fraction of second, before giving that sound, what it will do? It will check all the components of the computer system are properly connected or not. Number two, it will check all the components of the computer system are functioning togetherly or not. After that, it loads up, it sends a power good signal, right? That it sends a signal to the user by giving that beep sound that everything is okay. Then it loads operating system from hard disk to RAM, right? So like this the system will work. Okay. After that you have mobile system. So what about the mobile system? Already you know, already you are using the mobiles. A mobile system is an system of applications and services that centered around the mobile devices for computing and information needs. Mobile devices, hardware, movable, easy to carry, and fully functional device. A mobile system is not just a hardware concept but also includes software and services. Softwares are there in mobiles, OS applications. So see, in mobiles also should be there operating system, right? Android is there, Apple is there, like that. Service, network, data information, web, business, etc. Connectivity. A connectivity layer provides the basic connection infrastructure for mobile system. So what are the connectivity layer? What about the connectivity layer? Mobile operators are there, connections and networks are there, devices for connections are there. Operators or carrier. So what about the operators? So see, a mobile network operator or MNO, also known as the carrier, it is a provider of wireless communication services that owns or controls all the elements necessary to deliver services to an end user. Okay. So connection and networks. So here about the wide area network, local area network, personal area network. So what about the wide area, local area, personal area? You know already, right? Wide area network means when it is globally used. Okay, the cellular networks are there, provides direct connection and maintained by mobile operators, broadband wireless access. Local area, wireless LAN, Wi-Fi can be set up by private or public providers near me or personal area. Direct connection, Bluetooth, NFC, IR, personal area network, near me area network. These are the basic things of mobile also. Platforms. A platform is the defining feature of a mobile system. A platform defines and supports all major features and activities of a mobile system. Usually includes devices, hardware components, operating systems, application development and management framework. So these are the operating system of mobile system. Android is also there, Apple is also there, Windows is also there. These are the operating systems. Applications and services. Applications or mobile apps are user-facing functional software used on mobile devices. Services are delivered through apps. Growing types of applications that are integrated into the mobile device. Functional applications are also there. Are also there. That is financial, suppose payments, socialization, and device integrated apps. GPS is there, gaming is there, communication is there. So these are the basic things of mobile already you know. So after that memory is coming. So what about the memory? Already we have discussed what is memory. So here we are going to discuss the classification of memories. So what type of memories are there? So memory is the place where we can store data either temporarily or permanently, right? So we can say that is the place or that is the space where you can store data. Memory is an internal storage area in a computer which is able to store data and programs either permanently or temporarily. Computer memory is broadly divided into two groups. There, primary memory and secondary memory. So now see, these are the classification of memory. That memory can be defined like this: primary and secondary. So here see memory. Primary, in primary memory, RAM and ROM is there. Random access memory and read-only memory. That is the primary memory. And RAM is volatile in nature. That means even after the electrical power will switch off, the contents or information of RAM will lost. Okay. So ROM is permanent. So what you are going to store in ROM, it will store permanently for future use. That means we are not going to store there in ROM. We are going to store in secondary memory, but ROM is also primary, but it is permanent. Now see, I have already given one example of ROM. RAM, when it is used, when your program is running, if you are working on a program, that information is stored in RAM. During the execution of a program, the information is stored in RAM. Suppose you are typing in a word, you have not saved, everything is there in RAM. Okay. So now, at that time, suppose suddenly your power is switched off. Then what happened? When you will restart the system, will you get again everything? You will not get everything. It has erased, right? So why? Because during the execution of word processor, the information was there in RAM. That is why. That is not permanent. That is temporary. Okay. So now see about ROM. ROM is permanent. How can you say? So I have already given one example of BIOS. So BIOS is there inside the system. Okay. In the motherboard, BIOS is already there. So manufacturer of the motherboard already given some instruction that system have to do this first. After that, it has to do this. Every instruction already given to that BIOS. Okay. So that is permanent. That is why it will never forget everything. So when you will switch off the system, when you will turn on again, then it know that it has to check all the components are connected properly or not. It has to check every components are working properly or not. So it has to load operating system from hard disk to RAM. Everything it will know. it will not forget everything. So that is why it is permanent in nature. Okay. So now secondary memory is there. In secondary memory means the data or information you can store permanently for future use. That is the secondary memory. So secondary memory can be divided like, see, magnetic tape, magnetic disk, optical disk is there, USB drive and mass drive is there. So magnetic means, see, when you will get some platter magnetic device, I have defined here. Primary memory. Primary memory is the only type of memory which is directly accessed by the CPU. Okay, the CPU continuously read instruction stored in the primary memory and executes them. Any data that has to be operated by the CPU is also stored. The information is transferred to various locations through the bus. So primary memory are two types, there are RAM and ROM. RAM, see, already I told that these are the different types of RAM is also given there. SRAM, static RAM, DRAM, dynamic RAM. And see, about static RAM, it was used previously, so now it is used only dynamic RAMs. And static RAM is there in CPU now, it is inbuilt in CPU now. So now after that, ROM is there. ROM is uh, non-volatile in nature. That means even after the electrical power is switched off, then the contents of information will remain same, it will not lost. So different types of ROMs are there. PROM, programmable read-only memory. EPROM, erasable programmable read-only memory. EEPROM, electrically erasable programmable read-only memory. So the ROM that is used in the motherboard is EEPROM. Okay. So after the secondary memory, that is the permanent in nature, that we can store data or information permanently for future use. So here magnetic disk is there, magnetic tape is there, optical drive, USB mass drive are there. So what about the magnetic disks? Magnetic disks are the made and read of brigade metals or synthetic plastic materials. So there you will get some platters, read write head you will get to read from the platters. Okay, so floppy disk, hard disk, these are the magnetic disks. So now okay, so here you will, the data and information will store in these platters. Okay, in this platter it will store, and to read and write from the platter, magnetic or read write head is there. By using that head it will read. So about this you will get about in hard disk topic. Okay, so these two are magnetic. After the optical is also there. So where the light signal is there, that is optical. So optical devices are storage medium for which data is read and to which it is written by laser. Okay, optical disk can store much more data up to 60 GB, 6 GB. Optical store devices are the most widely used and reliable storage devices. Most widely used types of optical storage devices are explained below. That is CD, DVD, Blu-ray is also there. So these are the optical devices. So where data read and write in light signal. Okay. After that, USB or flash drive, already you know what about the USB drive, pen drive. So after mass storage device, that means where no read write head. Suppose you can say as memory card. Memory card is the mass storage device. So after that, the memory units are. So what about the memory units? So memory units means how can we measure memory? So that is bit, byte, MB, GB, TB, PB, EB, ZB, YB. Okay. So bit means what? Computer understand digital language. That is 0 and 1 only. That is 0 is also 1 bit and 1 is also 1 bit. Okay. 2 bits are there. So here bit means 0, either 0 or 1. So if you will write 8 bit, that means 1 byte. Okay. So 8 bit is equal to 1 byte. 1024 byte is equal to 1 KB, kilobyte. 1024 KB is equal to 1 MB, megabyte. 1024 MB is equal to 1 GB. So like that it has given. So you can see from here. After the hard disk is coming, a hard disk drive, sometimes abbreviated as a hard drive, HD or HDD, is a non-volatile data storage device. It is usually installed internally in a computer attached directly to the disk controller of the computer's motherboard. It contains one or more platters housed inside an air-sealed casing. The data is written to the letters using the magnetic head, which moves rapidly over them as they spin. Why does a computer need a hard drive? A computer requires an operating system to allow user to interact with and use it. The operating system interprets keyboard and mouse movements and allows for the use to software like an internet browser, word processor, and video games. To install a computer operating system, a hard drive is required. To the storage device provided, to store storage medium where the operating system is installed and stored. How, how, uh, a hard drive is also required for the installation of any program or other files that you want to keep on a computer. When downloading files to your computer, they are permanently stored on your hard drive and another storage medium until they are moved or uninstalled. Hard drive components. So what are there in hard drive? So see, inside hard drive what you will get, read write head is there, spindle motor is there. So like that different parts are there inside a hard disk. So it has given in this diagram, so you can see from here. So after that what is stored on a hard drive? So already you know what to store. So why hard drive is used in your system. So after that, how data read and write, how data read and store in a hard drive. Data sent to and read from the hard drive is interpreted by the disk controller. One disk controller is there which interpret this. This device tells the hard drive what to do and how to move its components. When the operating system needs to read or write information, it examines the hard drive's hard drive's FAT file allocation table to determine file location and available write area. So like that, it will read or write data into the hard drive. You can read from here. So this PPT I will send you in mail. HDD being a hard drive is now replaced by SSD, solid state drives, have stated to replace HDDs because of the distinct performance advantage they have other hard disks. HDD, including faster access time and lower latency. So that is why hard disk is replaced by SSD. While SSD are becoming more and more popular, HDD continues to be used in many desktop computers largely due to the value per dollar that HDD offer over SSDs. Okay. So now actually HDDs are replaced by SSD, so that is more faster. It will not give latency. Okay. So these are the topic that we have discussed from here for the first unit. This presentation I will give you on mail, so I will need your mail IDs. So every study materials that I want to give you, everything I will send you on mail. So from your syllabus we have discussed these three topics: basic computer organization, here types of software, memory units we have discussed. In the next video we will discuss this Boolean logics, after number system, encoding schemes. So different points are there, so we will discuss in next video. Okay, so in this video we have discussed only these three topics. So if you have any doubt, so you can give me you can ask me in whatsapp, so I will give you a reply. And all the video links I will give in YouTube video description section, so directly you can access from there. Okay, so for today's class this is enough. Okay, next class we will discuss the next topics. Okay, thank you, bye bye.